And hello everyone, welcome to the first part to Pokemon Fire Red. Now, I wanted to do this because, well, I just didn't feel like finishing Pokemon Emerald, or if I did, I kinda just lost track of what I was really wanting to do in Emerald. So, here I'm going to be doing Pokemon Fire Red. Alright, so I did a little bit of test file just to make sure everything was working. I tried doing, post commentary with the thing the Camtasia Studio has, voice narration, and it just didn't sound really good. So I'm just gonna start a new game pretty much altogether. Just hopefully that my Fire Red walkthrough will be a success this time. Cause I have a really good idea on how I want to do Fire Red, but I don't know. Anyways, this is Pokemon Fire Red. It is the remake of first generation's Red and Blue. Of course, this game came out in 2004, the year after Ruby and Sapphire came out. This is basically a remake of first generation, but with Ruby and Sapphire graphical imports. And their soundtracks remixed, obviously. And, well, the gym leaders and everything else are pretty much the same, except there's some new content in this one that I'll go over as we get into it. So, I'm going to just go by my real name very quick. Yes, Michael is my name, and that's how you spell it. Alright, we're just going to name my rival pretty much the same one we've named for the anime. Because, hey, it is Professor Oak's son, so we might as well just go with it. Alright, so, let's begin a Pokemon adventure. You know, I really can't begin to tell you, though, that my, one of my favorite games was Pokemon back in the 90s when I first got it. It was like at an old Toys R Us store that my dad actually wanted to take me to, summer of '99, and I picked up Pokemon Blue. And my first Pokemon just happened to be Charmander. I mean, I don't know when was everyone's first time playing this game. I never really picked up on actually, the funny thing is, after second generation of Pokemon, I actually got really Pokemon out in that I decided to take a break. Little did I know, I was going to be taking a break for like 10 freaking years. So I stopped playing around 2003. I didn't get into it again until 2013, which was last year. And I actually missed out on basically 3 generations of Pokemon, 3rd through 5th gen. And I'm just catching up on those now. So that's like a huge change for me. At least as far as what you can do in Pokemon, how battling's done and whatnot. Yeah, so, but we're going to be going back to first generation, in this particular case, Fire Red. Now, we're going to be going over the starter Pokemon that we could potentially get. First off, I am going to save very quick. Yes, I know, there's already a different file in there, so, oh, I have to choose yes, not no. Yes, I am actually going to save right now. So there's actually save on this thing. And there we go. So let's go over all the Pokemon we can start with. First off, there's Bulbasaur, who's a grass poison type. Specializes in special attack and special defense when it evolves. It's the only dual type starter you can get in the game. Next one over here is going to be Squirtle, the water type. It can become Blastoise when it fully evolves. Bulbasaur becomes Venusaur when it fully evolves. Squirtle can, well, Blastoise optimizes in special defense and defense. And finally, there's Charmander, who can become Charizard when it fully evolves. It specializes in special attack and speed. For this particular playthrough, though, I am going to end up choosing this one right here, Squirtle. Because, hey, why not? Squirtle is a good Pokemon. Pretty simple to race. Just mainly a water type. And yeah, water types tend to be very, very bulky, actually. Quite bulky. And of course, whichever one you choose, your rival is going to choose the type of Pokemon that you are actually weak to. So let's take a look at this Pokemon that we got right here. Oh, it's a Calm Nature Squirtle. Okay. And Calm Nature determines how well your stats can be, how effective your stats are going to be when you level up. So in this case, Calm Nature, which adds more special defense, but takes away more attack. And natures can actually be pretty beneficial. It could be a hindrance depending on which Pokemon that you're actually trying to raise. And there's all the bullshit with the IVs and the EV trainer and all that stuff. And of course there's the dynamic values for hidden power, if you want like hidden power this, hidden power that, all that stuff. I'm not really going to get into that deep when it comes to EV train and everything. I'm just going to play the game normally and just go with it, I suppose. So, I'm just going to be taking on this Bulbasaur here. Now, because I do have an attack hindering in nature, Squirrel's tackle is far less impressive than what it could have been. But it does get good special defense, so that's definitely a plus. And nothing else gets affected. It's just going to remain neutral. Now, this can be relatively a pretty easy fight. Although, if you're not careful, you could get unlucky and lose. So in this particular... Oh, okay, I got lucky with a critical hit. Awesome. So in this particular case, in case your Pokemon gets in critical or low on health, you can just heal it away with the potion. So far, we're off to a very good start. A critical tackle later, and I was able to take out Bulbasaur. So yeah, as far as what team I'm going to be using for my Fire Red playthrough, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go yet. I mean, I do have a couple of ideas, but I'll get into it as I go along. For now, though, we shall continue our journey up into Route 1. Now, there's only 2 Pokemon you can find on this route. One of them is going to be a Pidgey, which is a normal flying type. It can become Pidgeot when it fully evolves. It's pretty balanced, kind of bulky. It's one of the earlier flying types you can get in the game. And the other Pokemon you can encounter on this route is Rattata. Rattata is the normal type. And speaking of which, here's a Pidgey right here. As I was mentioning before about Rattata, Rattata is a normal type Pokemon. It becomes Raticate when it fully evolved. Pidgey here comes with Keen Eye, which prevents lower inaccuracy. And Rattata can use either Run Away, which automatically helps you flee from battles, or Guts, which means if you're under a certain status effect, the attack is going to increase. Raticate is okay when it comes to using Super Fang and whatnot, but I personally wouldn't recommend Rattata. Pidgey I can somewhat recommend if you just happen to like it. There's a Rattata right here. So I'm just showing off these battles right now. And whatever random Pokemon I do run into that we have already seen, I'm just going to go ahead and run. And whoa! That was actually close. That critical hit was almost the end of me. That would have been embarrassing. Me losing to Rattata on my first playthrough of Fire Red. Anyways, Squirrel learns Bubble. Bubble is a water type move. Now the thing about certain types of moves is sometimes if you choose the same move as your type, you get stab damage. Stab damage stands for same type attack bonus damage. Which does, I think, 1.5 times more damage than you normally would. Because Bubble will do more damage than Tackle at that point. Because it is a water type move. So we're going to be heading off to the Pokemon Mart. And we shall pick up Professor Oak's parcel. This is all, of course, for just progressing the plot. And yeah, as you can see, we can only walk at the moment. It won't be until later on that we can get the running shoes. Running shoes makes this actually a breeze, because you can actually run off and not have to walk like the way we are right now. Because running shoes can also trigger a trainer to be able to catch you from a further distance. That's why if you just walk, you can sneak right past them. And then another Pidgey right here that we are not definitely going to battle. So I'm just going to run instead. And back to Pallet Town that we go. So now we should speak to Professor Oak and we deliver the parcel. Yeah, so, oh, speaking of, third generation import, there's gonna be a Hoenn remake coming up. Yeah, I know it's already been announced on, Cerebi. It's gonna be coming out November 21st. The Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire is gonna be coming out. And it's gonna be, imported from 6th gen graphics. So basically, if you're ever used to X and Y, the way they look graphically and animations and all that stuff, then the Hoenn remakes look exactly the same thing. It's one of the more anticipated remakes I think that people are gonna want to get into, especially with the new Mega Evolutions that are coming up, like Mega Sceptile and Mega Swampert. Even Sableye's got a Mega Evolution. I mean, jeez. How much better can you really ask for, honestly? Alright, so pretty much Gary here tells us that he'll smell us later. That jerk. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it a part right here, and I'm going to save here, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.